Hooked up on something big. It's a stingray, it's a stingray. Howdy y'all, my name is Carson Umbarger with SC Traditions. Now I am in the South Carolina low country, and if you've never been here, what are you doing with your life? The food is amazing, the culture is super cool, beaches are second to none, and you know what we're doing in this video? We are going fishing. Now down here there are primarily three types of water: freshwater, saltwater, and brackish water. Brackish water is a little bit of an oddity. You can catch both freshwater and saltwater fish out of the same waterways. And that's exactly what we're doing today, right here, right now. Now the island that I'm on is surrounded by marshes. And just like the ocean, as the tides flow in and out, so do the marshes. And these marshes become like super highways for these fish. The fry and the mud minnows live down here in these marshes. And would you look at this right here? That's what also lives in these marshes. Swimming around the mud minnows is a baby alligator right there. We're gonna try and stay good and clear away from him, because let me tell you, even though he's only about 3 foot long, I don't want him coming after me. He's a little bit faster than I am. But we're walking to our point that we're gonna be fishing right here at the edge of a marsh. It's high tide. Hopefully some fish, like maybe redfish or something like that, has come up through the marsh to feed on some fiddler crabs, to feed on some mud minnows, and let's hope he didn't meet Mr. Alligator before he meets me. So here's our rig we're working with. It's about as simple as a saltwater rig as you can get. We've got ourselves an egg sinker with a little bead. All the bead's gonna do is protect that barrel swivel down to some 20-pound monofilament with a finger mullet. So here's the beautiful marsh that we are working with. I came by here in low tide a few hours ago and kind of got a scope of what it was looking like without the high water. So we've got ourselves a nice trench right through the middle, which is pretty expecting. There's always water there, and that's where those minnows and Mr. Baby Gator, who's right there, always hangs out, which he seems a little interested in our fishing. So we're gonna hope that he don't come around, and if he does, we got a big stick that we can kind of whack him with. We're not gonna tempt him. We're not gonna do anything to poke or prod him. We're just gonna protect ourselves if he decides to come and say hello. It's fully within the bounds of the law. But we've got ourselves that finger minnow sitting out there. I think it will be really good, and we're taking off. Hooked up, hooked up, hooked up. We lost it. Whatever it was, we lost it. Dang it. Oh man, we were on something. We were on something big. We were on something. Probably like a really fat crab or something. It's a little hard to hear over the road noise, but the reason we're trying to use these circle hooks are they do a better job at getting the hook in the corner of the fish's mouth. Normally you don't even really have to set the hook, but for whatever reason, unless we're hooking up with crabs right now, which that didn't feel like a crab, it fought a little like a fish, we're gonna have to set the hook just a little more than what we are. Hooked up on something big, big, big. What is it? What is it? I don't know. We got to keep pressure on the line. Holy cow. Watch it be an alligator. Watch it be an alligator. Woo, there he goes. He's running. What are you? Y'all, this is what makes brackish water fishing so fun. We got no idea what we got here. I've never fought anything like this. Ooh, it's pulling, it's pulling. Holy cow, y'all. Holy cow, what do we got? Check that out, it's running. We gotta get this GoPro situated a little bit better than what it is. My goodness. We're just gonna keep pressure on him. That's all we can do right now, is keep pressure on him. He's still got a lot of life in him, whatever he is. What is it? It's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up. Nope, 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 it caught second wind. All these people driving by got no idea. What is that? It's a stingray, it's a stingray. Oh, I knew it was gonna be a stingray. Oh, just by the way it was fighting, I could have told you it was a stingray. That's not good, y'all. That is not good at all. All right. All right, y'all, now we've got the problem of we've got to figure out how to land this thing, and we got to cut the line without leaving too much in him. That's the stingray. We're gonna try and bring him around here so we can cut the line. This is sketchy if I've ever seen it. Sketchy if I've ever seen it. We gotta get down here and get the release clean without getting got ourselves. How many of y'all want to hold a razor blade with a stingray and then a hook? Got him. He's free. Whew. Okay, so ideally I want to get the hook out of the animal. 9 out of 10 times I'm going to do everything I can to get the hook out of that animal. But we're up here on kind of a weird bank. The only area that we had to get to him was on some rocks. I'm not about to go down there and slice my leg open trying to get him. Not to mention I've got a hook in a stingray, so the hook can come back and get me if he pops out. The stingray can get me, and I've got a razor blade in my pocket as I'm trying to climb down some rocks. Ideally, I want to get the hook out of that thing, but whew, chalk up another one on the saltwater bucket list. We done hooked ourselves a stingray. What's next? A shark? A skate? I don't care. That was really freaking cool. Let's get another line out there. I'm not a saltwater expert, but I thought that was a stingray. We hooked up. It was a stingray. Oh, we got something playing with it again. We got something playing with it again. We're hooked up again. Hooked up again. Hooked up again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, it's fighting like a stingray again. It's fighting like a stingray again. Let's buckle in. Did we lose him? We got a little slack on the line there. Fighting like a stingray again. Except it's going to really shallow water. What is it doing? What is it doing? What is it doing? This ain't fighting like a stingray. Maybe it is. I don't know. Oh, it's got bait fish jumping, going everywhere though. Let's get over here. What are you? That's another stingray. It's another stingray. You, sir, fought a little bit easier. Well, you weren't near. Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are is fun. Yes, you are is fun. We got to work him around. You're a little darker. Oh, yes. Woo. Oh, we got to do this all over again, man. Come on. It's gone. Let me tell you, they are a lot of fun to catch, but they are not fun to handle. So we've reeled in 2 stingrays, and I think the reason that we're getting stingrays is we're using frozen finger mullet. We're not using live bait. And the way that stingrays feed is they come up in these marshes and they just go, and they suck up with their mouths, and that's why the bite's a little bit slow when they take it. They suck it up and they spit it out, and they suck it up and they spit it out, and then all of a sudden they go and they get the hook, and the circle hook gets them in the corner of the mouth. And then the reason that they're fighting so funny is they're trying to stay suctioned onto that bottom. Imagine them like a big sucker cup, and they're just trying to suck down on that bottom. And once you get them up, they fight a lot like a catfish is what I found. In the way they're kind of just tumbling. They're not doing head shakes or anything. They're just like, oh, don't pull me up off the water. I want to get back down there. That's how they fight in my explanation. But I think that's why we're catching a lot of stingrays is we're using dead finger mullet. But hey, I'll tell you, stingrays are fun to catch. Wish I could bring them up. I gotta bring a net next time. That's the minnow that we gotta remember. knowing something took the bait. And with our bait stole and 2 stingrays reeled in, I think that's our sign to pack up and move on. But I ain't done yet. I'll see y'all in just a second. So we are back from the beach, and I wanted to close out this video by giving a little bit of local love to a tackle shop down there. Local tackle shops are really awesome for getting a feel for the fishing in the area and to kind of gather knowledge if you're somewhere that you're not familiar. So when you find a good one, and they're a little bit hard to find down there, you really want to give them some love. And I'm just going to preface this by saying they didn't pay me a dime. I don't even know the owner of this place. I just stopped in and thought it was really cool and wanted to point y'all in the right direction if you ever find yourself in the Bluffton HHI area. So Bluffton Marine Sports and Supply, they've got live bait, they've got frozen bait, they've got crab pots, they've got all kind of saltwater assortment, all the way for deep sea fishing to inshore fishing, and they've got a little bit of freshwater if that's something you're into. So if you ever find yourself down around that area, pay a stop. It is definitely worth it. It's a little bit in the middle of nowhere, but hey, that's where the best spots are if you're asking me. But I want to give a big thank y'all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We are definitely going to be back down in that lower part of South Carolina, catching some big fish off the beach, inshore, whatever you have it. It's going to be a lot of awesome. Stay tuned. Next stop, though, Tennessee.